Hey there everybody, I am the Gerbil, aka the Analyst today, because that's right, I'm going to break down Barney style. If you don't know what that is, then shame on you, but I'm going to break down in detail and do a side-by-side comparison of Sabine and Ezra, Zeb and Kanan, and explain why you want Chopper in the Phoenix squad with Captain Rex. Now yeah, there's a lot of videos out there, but there's nothing that's going to be this detailed and insightful, and I hope that the information I provide to you is as good and accurate as possible. You may have different experiences based on your modding, opponents, rank in GAC, Omicron, no Omicron, etc. But I will try to cover it as thoroughly as I can so that you maximize your resources and don't gear up Phoenix characters that are not necessary. Why am I really harping on Phoenix these days? That's because I'm beating GLs with them and I'm getting lots and lots of play out of them and holds in Territory Wars and in GAC. So let's get to it, shall we? But first, just a couple of reminders. If you missed my last video, tomorrow is the launch of Nooch and the Gerbil, a new show with, that's right, Nooch Too Good, aka Star Wars Dad. I am so excited, can't wait to share that. Hope you tune in, it's gonna be a great show. If you haven't joined my channel, jump in, go ahead. It is really meant to be more an opportunity to connect with me and to see a little bit more of my life beyond Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, as I have a channel in there where I just share some fun stuff, hobbies, another one that's for community, where I also share some thoughts, pictures, and whatnot of what it's like living in this part of the world, aka Shanghai, China, the biggest, most populated city in the world, kind of like San Francisco meets New York, but Asia style. Also in there is the You Choose category, where right now I am asking and committed to the results of this. Do I relic 8 Nisa? The vote is presently 15-2. Keep in mind the first vote doesn't count because it's just the thumbnails that I put there for up and down. And then of course today, August 22nd, is the big day for the Ahsoka show premiere. Episodes 1 and 2 are hitting the airways, if not already. Any minute, can't wait. I'm stoked. Let's finish this so I can go watch it. Okay, so here we go. Lord Vader, Phoenix versus Lord Vader. You may have seen this before, but wow, this was really easy. There are a lot of different mechanics that are going into play to make this function as easy as it does. But Lord Vader appears right now to be a relatively easy opponent if your Phoenix squad is properly modded, and especially if you have the healthicron, the plus 15% health. It's not necessary because between Hera or Rex, depending whether you're in Territory Wars, Territory Battles, Territory Wars or GAC, you're going to get a lot of bonus, and I do mean a lot of bonus health, which means while we're watching this video of us just mauling Vader, you want to make sure that you are modding your Phoenix squad, regardless of who's in there, with as much health secondaries as you can, and probably health sets, especially on units like Chopper, Kanan, or Zeb. You really want as much health as you can possibly give them. Look at this. This is 1 minute and 2 seconds, and we just took down Lord Vader. Yes, I know it's only Relic 6, but it's a GL, for crying out loud. Moving on, another GL, our absolute favorite for my opinion, not the best, but Jedi Master Luke. This one is Relic 7 with, let's see here, count them, galactic, legendary characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, all 5, right? We got a GL, we got Journey Chase General Anakin, we've got Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight Revan, and Hermit Yoda. I don't know if Hermit Yoda is a galactic chase or not. Not chase, but journey guide character. I think he is, but anyway, hard to get nonetheless. And notice how we are just hammering down directly on Luke. We are not really concerned with anybody else. We just want to take down Luke, partly because, yeah, he's perma-taunted, but that's okay. He's actually not that hard to beat with this squad. Yep, and here we go, the knockdown number 1, and boom. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and skip the playback of the rest of this. Trust me, we destroy this team. And then the last one I want to share before I get into the really detailed nitty-gritty stuff is General Grievous with Droideka Omicron. This is Territory Wars, which means I'm using my Heracron. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? The Heracron allows us to apply backup plan on the entire squad, and then it does some other really, really cool stuff. Not a whole lot, but some really cool stuff. Nonetheless, it looks like we are in danger here. That is a Relic 8 Grievous, so he's thick, and I checked the mods, and he's well modded. And we do lose Hera. Kind of feels bad now, but we are almost through this match. Here we go. Any second. Let's just keep hitting, and there goes Grievous. Just like that. I really believe that in Territory Wars, this is one of the very, very, very best teams you can invest in, especially early mid-game. I mean, Droidica is the bee's knees, and we beat it. Okay, moving on. This is my most recent GAC. Hera, Rex, and Chopper. Yes, Chopper. We do have the level 6 Phoenix Cron there. I don't remember which one it does. I think it's a 10% stacking offense. This was my opponent, Kyber 2, 9.9 million GP. They have all 7 GLs presently in the game. And my opponent, front row, dropped 2 battles against Hera and 2 against Akbar, Fulcrum, Leia. Whole nother story, but mod them right, and I do not think the double Omicron is a waste right there. Okay, now let's get into the real purpose of this video, which is to break down in excessive detail of who to put in your squad, where to invest your resources. Now, there are 3 things, whether you're looking at the GAC Omicron on Rex or the Territory War Omicron on Hera, which is her leadership, there are 3 aspects that you really need to consider, regardless of all these stats. The blue underlines are speed bumps. There's a lot of additional speed going into these teams. Survivability is everything underlined in orange, and offense is everything underlined in red. Now, when it comes to speed, especially under Hera's leadership, whenever a Phoenix ally with less than full health uses a special ability, they're going to gain 40% turn meter, otherwise 20%. Hera is also in Territory Wars going to give you additional 30 speed. Rex is going to give you 50 speed in GAC. So they're going to be really fast, and then Rex shares his unique, as do all of them. So whenever he's inflicted, or any Phoenix is inflicted with a debuff, they're going to gain 5% turn meter per debuff. That right there, combined with an insane amount of health, 100% bonus in GAC, and then 50% bonus in Territory Wars with the backup plan on the whole team, is really all you need to know, with one exception. In Territory Wars, the very bottom line says, for Hera, whenever a Phoenix ally uses a special ability, all Phoenix gain 10% stacking offense until they're defeated. That stacking offense means even your weaker characters are going to start hitting really, really hard if they survive. And you know what her Omicron does? It keeps them alive. In addition, there are other ways to gain stacking offense, so it's going to compound, and it gets just disgusting. So, Survive and Thrive really is the name of the game in Territory Wars. In GAC, though, you have a slightly different tactic, which is that you're going to rely more on swarm attacks and, again, survivability, but still survive and thrive. The swarm attacks and the unique abilities are what's going to carry you through GAC, especially from Rex. In Territory Wars, it's Hera's Omicron, combined with Rex's unique, combined with, well, the rest of the team. So let's break it down. These 2 are, of course, a shoe-in. That means you got 5 more to pick. Who is going to be the lost 2, essentially? Who do you want to relic? Who do you not want to relic? Well, all of them have unique abilities. It is super, super, super easy to read these uniques and think very, very quickly who you want to include, but there are some other dynamics that have to be considered. The first one is you do need an attacker. So regardless of these unique abilities, let's just jump straight to the attacker, shall we? So we've got Ezra versus Sabine. If you jump over to SWGOH.gg, Sabine is the most common character you see. A lot of people recommend Sabine. I am not saying she is good. I am not saying she is bad. But here's the fact based on the uniques. My math could be wrong. Correct me if I am. But Ezra's unique is going to give everyone 10% stacking offense at the end of their turn, up to a maximum of 40% offense. Sabine is going to give you 25% critical damage. Now, if you just take the base damage and you say Ezra's going to hit for 10,000, Sabine's going to hit for 11,000, yes, she hits for about 10% more on basic, and you apply a 40% offense bonus, then you put in your crit multiplier there, because they will have crit bonuses from their or other characters' kits or your mods, then you can see very quickly that Sabine is going to hit for 38, Ezra for 35. Now compare that to Sabine's base unique. which does not give you the stacking offense, but instead gives you 25% extra critical damage. So we take those base values multiplied by the critical damage multiplier, and voila, they are hitting way less damage. Now, if you then take into account Hera's Territory War stacking 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, they are starting already at about a 15 to 20%, no, 20% penalty, meaning they're going to hit weaker throughout the battle no matter what. Okay, so just purely from a unique perspective, Ezra's unique is way more beneficial for this team. So Ezra gets the win when comparing uniques. However, we got more kits. If we look at basics, they are fundamentally the same. And you're probably like, what? Yes, they are. Ezra deals basic attacks, has a 40% chance to attack again. If there are no debuffs, it becomes an 80% chance. Okay, fine. Sabine has a basic attack. It does hit twice, but each individual hit does less damage than Ezra. It's also worth realizing Ezra has much higher defense penetration than Sabine does, so he tends to hit like tanks for a little bit more damage than Sabine does. Sabine, though, has multiple conditions that make this challenging if she attacks again, and then each of those attacks deals 75% less damage. So no matter how you roll the dice on this, Sabine is basically going to be hitting for a lot less damage and attacking less frequently with her basic. So it's great. I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm saying that the winner when you compare the basics is definitely Ezra. When you go to special number 1, Ezra is going to dispel all buffs on the enemy. This is really important. While Sabine is going to put Armor Shred on them, which is also fantastic, Armor Shred is not nearly as effective as being able to remove, say, offense up, critical chance up, etc., from an attacker who's about to one-shot your whole team, or being able to remove taunt from somebody so that you can get past them and take out the enemy attackers and support units. In my humble opinion, it is more important to be able to cleanse off enemy buffs than it is to armor shred a single target. In addition to that, Ezra's is going to, if the enemy had no buffs, so if you just don't have an awesome target, the cooldown's going to be reduced, so we can use it more frequently, which of course triggers Rex's swarm attacks. And he's going to gain 75% more turn meter so that he becomes really, really fast to take another turn, which of course helps you drop down his other cooldowns, right? So it's through his redundant use of specials that you get the GAC advantage and territory war advantage of Rex's swarm attacks. He's going to do it more often than Sabine is, and he's going to give you more utility, less damage in this situation, but more utility. So he definitely, in my opinion, once again, gets the win. Now, it comes to Special 2, Sabine, I think Sabine has this one pretty hands down. It's conditional. Remember, there are 3 facets of Phoenix. It's speed, it's survivability, and then it's stacking offense one way or the other. The longer they survive, the more damage they're going to eventually deal. So what Ezra does is attack, call and assist, which is going to either pass turn meter. So if you pass that over to Captain Rex or Hera, you get to put your backup plan on faster. You get to use Rex's AoE, which gives everybody massive amounts of turn meter. Ezra keeps the turn train going. Conversely, Sabine is going to stagger everyone, which means the next time you hit them, you'll strip them of their turn meter. Of course, it's conditional. Again, you have to hit them to strip their turn meter. And then there's some other really great stuff there to be able to apply expose and offense up. But again, these are conditional, right? It says, for each active Mandalorian, deal this for 2 turns. Mandalorian Phoenix allies get a critical chance. If the attack scores a critical hit, reduce the cooldowns. So it's a conditional attack, which again means you have to be thinking about it, and the AI simply doesn't do conditional things very well. But nonetheless, I'm absolutely going to give this one to Sabine. But when we really look at the bigger picture there, oh, hey, what's up with that? When we look at the big picture, when it comes to unique, when it comes to turn meter train, when it comes to utility options, passing turn meter, passing protection up, removing enemy buffs, and having an absolutely superior unique ability, then I have to give round 1 to Ezra. In addition, Ezra is super plug and play with almost any Jedi squad. You can put him in Conquest under Jedi Master Luke to get the Phoenix kills. You can put him in GAC under Jedi Knight Luke. You can put him with, I mean, you can put him anywhere in a Phoenix squad, not Phoenix, Jedi squad. Not the best, but totally works. There is, of course, also an assault battle for Jedi. There's not one, as far as I can recall, for Mandalorians. So Sabine has much more limited beyond Phoenix viability. So if you're investing a lot of resources and you are limited, then Sabine may not be the best choice in my humble opinion. So I'm putting Ezra up there with the squad. Chopper is hands down unilaterally required. His basic, you have to remember, he's going to attack a lot. He's going to have retribution. From other characters are going to give it to him, and I think himself, I don't recall. He's going to, he already has a built-in 30% chance to assist whenever anybody attacks. He uses an ability during their turn. Rex is going to call him into attack, and so through that basic, he's going to randomly, I know, but randomly apply defense up, survivability, speed up, and offense up. So you're going to get a lot of utility out of that. He also has a targeted dispel. Again, he and Ezra have a targeted dispel, but you need his because it removes enemy turn meter, and it can remove a lot, and recovers protection. Chopper recovers 25% protection. So he has a lot of survivability in there. Also, his unique gives him some evasion. Yeah, nothing big. But sincerely, for survivability, his unique is insane. At the start of the turn, Chopper recovers 15% health. That means everybody at the start of their turn recovers 15% health. So remember, Rex is giving you 100% bonus health. Hera is giving you 50% bonus health, and now at the start of your turn, you're gaining that back. He also gives protection up, which is based on your health, not protection. So mod for health, get these health benefits from the other characters, and then he enables your entire team to survive a lot longer. So mod for health, not protection. And Chopper is a must on the squad. Now it comes down to the final two, Kanan versus Zeb. I love the Rebels show. The Rebels show is my favorite Star Wars TV series. It really is. I liked Andor. I like them all, but Rebels to me had the most comprehensive character development and storyline arc that I think was really great. And it had some of the best cinematography in it. So picking 5 out of these beloved 7 characters is hard. Kanan versus Zeb. We're starting with the basic. Kanan, 70% chance to, this is the unique. Kanan is going to give everybody a 70% chance to counter. You need that, especially think Chopper on his basic, reducing people's cooldowns, applying speed up, defense up, or offense up. Also, recovered 25% health whenever they suffer a debuff. Again, mod for health, 100% bonus health from Rex. Conversely, Zeb is going to give you bonus protection, starting max protection, 40% equal to their health. That is good. That is really good. And then they're going to recover 15% protection at the start of their turn. The problem is, if you're modding for health and you're taking advantage of all the other health benefits, that doesn't turn out to be a whole lot. I mean, yeah, you get the bonus 40%, but you're still not getting much out of it. So if you mod for health, and you take advantage of the leaderships, you're gonna, I don't know, I'm getting tongue-tied, but Kanan is by far the superior. You need the counter-strike for offense. You need the counter-strike to slow down your opponents and GAC and waste their time, because this is a tanky team. So on defense, he's gonna keep you alive longer. On offense, he's gonna keep you alive longer. All right, but what about the basics? This one is really tough. I think they both kind of suck, actually. A lot of people love Zeb's Bash, but it's rather conditional. Deal physical damage and daze them. Great. On a single target, great. If the enemy was already dazed, I hate these conditional clause there, then they're staggered. or staggered or exposed, sorry, then they're stunned. That's great, but I hate conditions, especially if you're not using Sabine. If you choose not to use Sabine, this becomes a lot less viable because Sabine gives the AoE mass stagger and expose, whereas Zeb does not. He'd have to hit him once, then he'd have to turn around and hit them again. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Zeb wins in this one, but it really, like I said, requires Sabine. And if you're not running Sabine, this is not really relevant. When it comes to specials, look at all the survivability that Kanan brings to the table. In addition, Kanan does something else that you really need. Kanan provides foresight and protection ups based on health. When those expire, he gains 100% turn meter. The ally he gave it to gains 50% turn meter. Why does that matter? It matters because this team is all about survive and thrive and swarm attacks. And swarm attacks happen when you use a special. So if you are slow, you will eventually run out of specials. You'll be trapped on basic until your cooldown's reset. He is going to help keep that alive. Now, Zeb has, yeah, he's going to gain 10% turn meter for each active ally. But, nah. I mean, really? That's 50% turn meter for himself versus 100 for himself and 50 for someone else. Zeb has an absolute win here in terms of offense, but you're not necessarily going to need to win through this offensive moves, especially since he taps. Like, he just hits pretty weak, I feel. I mean, it's my opinion, but you're going to win by surviving and stacking up that offense through Hera's Omicron and Territory Wars, or by just controlling the board situation with GAC Omicron Rex. So what's really more important is not the offense, but the survivability and the speed. Also, Kanan has a dispel for the team. He cleanses all the debuffs for the team, which you really, really need that, especially when combined with his unique. Whenever you get debuffed, everyone gains 25% health based per debuff, and then he shrugs all that off for the team, cleans it all right off, and gives you foresight. That is just, I mean, I cannot emphasize how important the team-wide cleanse is. Any enemy dark side team pretty much is going to be debuff heavy, whether it's Revan or Darth Revan and Sith, or bounty hunters with all kinds of things, ability blocks and whatnot. So you really, really need, I mean, you need that team-wide dispel. So to me, it's pretty obvious Kanan is the winner right there. He also has the advantage of being plug and play with any Jedi team. He has an assault battle again. He's a pilot again. Outside of Phoenix, Zeb is just sadly worthless. I mean, I don't know. Let me know if I'm overlooked something. I probably have. So yeah, to me, the winner is utterly Kanan. So my recommendations, long story short, here they are. Hera, Rex, Chopper, Ezra, Kanan. If you really, really, really have the resources and you just love Sabine and love Mandalorians, go with that route. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's just it has, I feel, a lot less utility. And Sabine and Zeb, especially outside of Phoenix, don't have a lot else to do. So when you get to the 3v3 situation, you basically have two characters that you can't really throw anywhere. But in 3v3, you take Hera, Rex, Chopper, and you have a fantastic defensive team right there. And then you still have Kanan, and Ezra to put in a Jedi team someplace. Conversely, Zeb, no. Yeah, sorry. So there you go, folks. That is my hyper-detailed explanation of what I think is the best Phoenix squad. I hope this video was helpful. I really do. I'm sorry I talked so fast, but look at the clock. It's 23 minutes. A lot of stuff to cover. So anyway, if it was and you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, whatever. Join my Discord. Links down below in the comments, the description, and I will catch you all later on the holotables or on Discord. Bye-bye.